if a legislator is now celebrating his anniversary and he puts out more of that representation that resonates with the people, okay, you don't have to name it because we are in a political terrain, whether we like it or not. Yes, this is the time for governance, but at the same time, if you disconnect with your people or they feel they are not in connection with you, it is not good for you politically. Because whether you like it or not, if you want to face them again, like you want to seek re-election or a higher office. So if you are talking with them and you are saying, okay, I sponsor so bill, I raised social motion and this is what it turned out to, most will not understand what you are saying. They just be like, okay, after all this, oh yeah, so for publishing more of the representation and like bringing the legislative function to the background is not something that is intentional, and it's not as if we have not done that too. But it is the environment we find ourselves. So you have to try to look for a way to balance it. There are people that are elite and they understand all this stuff, who they don't care about if I created a bowl or a classroom or all that. But when it comes to the type of people you are dealing with, you should actually be very conscious of what you take out to the media for them to digest.
You see, I will come from this angle. As a leader, I think a good leader, I believe in this saying, I'm not saying it's a popular opinion. A good leader will lead people to where they are supposed to be. He will tell them, this is where we go. This is where we are supposed to be as a leader. You know, the leader can be wrong. I'm not saying the leader is absolute.
I understand you absolutely.
And then, but a leader, I'm not saying a bad leader, I'm saying a leader will take the people to where they want to be. I'm very sure if you sit these house members down, nobody, I can hear any of them to say that I've represented or impacted people, maybe pay, the empowerment program they have done has reached as much as 1,000 people. I doubt it. Even when we say that I've impacted directly 1,000 people have been paid for the process. One person impacting 1,000 people.
It depends on the way you are saying it. That is what I am saying. Now, if I have a school in my constituency or schools in my constituency, that the students, let's take average of 2 or 3 schools, that the students that attend the school are not less than 2,000 or 3,000. If I facilitate blocks of classrooms and all that, and they come sit under it, sit in it, and
respected,
yes.
I'm talking about now. You see, I agree that all these children are the future of the state, and they deserve to be nurtured in the right senses. But now I'm talking about the parents of these students. That pay them, they give them food to go to school. We have seen the environment, people who go to the machine, people who bring wheelbarrow. I've seen the house member that do the environment in the wheelbarrow. That is, and then that house member, when he was criticized, they said he conducted a random sampling and realized that his people needed it. And I don't have anything against anybody that did any kind of empowerment. But I'm talking about the kind of empowerment that involves people. KWHA State has a little bit over 3 million people. If each house member, I still stand with my point that in a direct empowerment program, nobody has reached up to 1,000 people. I'm not talking about school. I agree that the schooling thing is even, I agree that it's even more legacy. It's even more of a legacy than giving people handouts. But that handout resonates. These children cannot judge the house members. They don't know them. They will grow up to know them later. And I agree that they're doing something for the future is very fine. But the people that are, breeding these children, that these house members are trying to empower, I want to say that you will agree with me, the parent now, not the children, they have not reached up to 1,000 people each. I'm talking about in the last 2 years.
I don't know how you arrive at the head count, but one thing I would like you to know is that when you asked that members like to publish their representation ahead of the legislative works, that is exactly what you are also trying to do now.
Okay.
because you are not particular about, okay, we do a motion of this consult that has impacted the whole quarters.
No, you
Like
see,
the
no,
whole
I
operation.
want to make it. I want to make a point. I want to make a point. This we are dwelling too much. We are dwelling much on the representation because they hammer so much on the representation. So we are dwelling on their strength. If I had started with oversight and legislation,
that is actually not their strength.
Okay.
It is actually not their strength. But that is what an average man, like I said before, that's what he resonates with. Now, the state operates a budget.
Okay.
They call it appropriation bill.
Okay.
Before, yes, our government is performing and all that.
Okay.
Beautiful. But do you know that the governor cannot spend outside of the appropriated budget? So, we have how many civil servants? We have them in thousands.
Okay.
Now, if the House passes a bill, the appropriation bill, for example, and whether you like it or not, if you witness anywhere they are passing the appropriation bill, both at the first, second, and third reading, you will see that all members contribute to it. Okay. So now, the bill they passed is what the executive now will now implement, paying salaries, doing roads, and any other welfare. So if you ask a legislator and say, what are you empowered, what are you done this, what are you done that, we have passive. Passive is an establishment of the House through legislation, and they can package a whole lot of people. If you ask a legislator, oh, what are you done? Say, but passive to that is empowering people of KWHA. We actually establish the place. So whether you like it or not, I have impacted the lives of people. So, but it is not everybody that will understand that, okay, if they pass a bill, and the impact on society generally is something they should be proud of. So that is why they now have to add this other one that is actually not their function at all. Okay. So if you want to say, oh, how many people have they empowered, how many people have they done this, how many people have they done that for, then you will get the answer in thousands.
Well, that's what I want to say. If you send the child to school, you give the child everything. The child comes home with a result, like a result, an empty result. I'm not saying the child fails or pass now. The child went to school and empty and quits. Okay, this is my sheet. Without checking it, without having given you first. Now the child is telling you, you're supposed to praise people from coming home with a result. How do you feel as a father?
I'm not sure that the school that will give the child an empty sheet.
No, I'm not saying empty sheet. Like your child comes home with a result. Without showing you the result first, they say, okay, daddy, I'm home with a result. Not telling you whether she failed, or she passed, or she's an average, and saying, okay, daddy, you're supposed to praise me for coming home with the result at home. You won't praise that child. Now, we all agree that no governor, no executive can spend out of the appropriation bill. They must go through, and you know that the appropriation bill is a proposal of the executive, but it must be approved by the legislative arm. I agree. So, if the governor has done his own job, put the appropriation bill together, send it to them, do we have to praise them for doing their job?
Okay, you don't want to praise the
No, I'm not saying, like, I'm putting the question to you. You are praising them for doing their prerogative. If they are not doing that, then what would they be doing?
I did not praise them. You asked the question.
Okay.
Then I explained.
You said you should go to their strengths. Now I'm moving to their strengths.
Yes. Okay. So now, I'm not sure you know.
Okay.
There is this popular word, budget padding.
Okay.
What it simply means is appropriation. Now, the executive may propose that just prevent building is old. We want to upgrade it for 5 billion naira. The House has the power to say 5 billion for what? Too much. We are bringing it down to 1 billion. Then they may still look and say, but that building is actually very 5 billion is too small. Let's increase it to 10 billion. So now, if they've done that, the executive did not tell them to do that. that increase it or
It is
decrease
their own wisdom.
it is their own wisdom. So now, if they do that and they pass the governor sign and it becomes a law, in the implementation, the legislature again, that is where oversight comes in. They will still monitor and say, okay,
This is amount you approve
this
for
is
you.
amount we have
Not saying up to, or you
or
saying more than.
Okay. So they go through. That is why you see sometimes the executive would need to send what they call supplementary budgets. So what it means is that, okay, the money you approved for us before is not enough, and this is what we expect, we need more. So they have to look at, okay, this one deserves to add more, this one no, let's leave it. Maybe we'll come back again for the next appropriation year. So that is the oversight part. So I think I have lumped it together. Some people have this notion that the house does not do oversight. It is not the
Okay, and do you know that there is something called budget performance?
Yes.
What's in the last one? The budget performance bill or something.
It's not the
I mean, it is something like a scale of how the budget performs.
That is what I'm saying.
You know, I want to say that as the House of published that source, to say that okay, the budget of 2023, this is how it performed. The government of the budget of 2024, this is how it performed. You know, that should be a public document.
It is a public document actually, but it is not the function of the house.
But has the House ever asked?
The house does not need to ask. You know why?
Okay, now let me.
You know why?
Okay.
Do you know why?
We are talking about oversight now.
Everybody that comes to the house,
Okay.
comes with the performance of the previous
last one.
of the last one. So they have to look at it. Okay, Ministry of Water Resources. Now, last year you said you want 100 billion. You gave you 100 billion. Your budget performance is just 20 billion. This year, why are you requesting for 120 billion when you could not even perform? So instead of giving you 100 billion in the budget, we are tossing it down to 40 billion.
Can you tell me on one occasion when this house challenged anything from the executive? We're talking about appropriation now. If there is anything that the executive brought from appropriation proposal, budgetary appropriation proposal, the house says, Mr. Governor, we don't agree with this.
They will not say Mr. Governor will not agree with this.
Okay. When we talk about the budget performance, that's the oversight function of the House. I don't think we have ever seen the House disagreeing with the executive. But if it has happened, maybe it happened under the torchlight where you were. Can you tell me if something like that has happened? Because we're not saying that there must be, it is more that there's an animosity between the executive and the legislature. But you know, some people, some bodies raise questions outside. This is a matter of public discourse. Like, has the House ever taken any of the things that go on and say, okay, let's have a look at this? You know, recently, some people talk about gossip, how money was being dispersed. Recently, you can see NL2 talks almost every time about this thing. Then, mostly, recently, we have the F1 bill that was sent to the House. So, how would you describe the relationship? Everybody, personally, I would love the synergy, but you can disagree with your friend. It's a normal thing to disagree with your friend. So, sir, when we talk about budget performance, it goes into oversight functions. But the thing is, we're not under the torchlight when budgets are discussed, but you are most likely there. Like you said that the House has the right to decrease or increase any project that is proposed by the government. Have you witnessed any situation where anything of sort happened when it was decreased or increased? Because the belief is that everything passes as it comes.
It's normal. And if I want to check since, okay, let's say since 2023, that this 2010 Senate or something, and they've done like, I think,
Two
two
application bills,
applications.
2024, 2025.
The figure the governor comes with is not the figure he signs into law.
If you talk about the figure, what about the significance? Because when the government says, I want to proposes a a project to the house, we hear which ones. And at the end of the day, we still hear the same figures. Do the house change figures when it comes to quasi or the recurrent expenditures and not the capital projects?
For recurrent, the house has no reason to touch it. If you want the house to touch recurrent, it means some people will not be paid their salaries. And the only time the house work on recurrent is when, like, we have a minimum wage implementation. You know, in your budget, you have to give room for recurrent to either increase or decrease, most especially increase. If we are paying 30,000 minimum wage and it is signed into law, people expect state government or even federal government to implement the payments immediately. It is not done like that because the appropriation bill does not accommodate it. So it is on the subsequent appropriation bill that the recurrent expenditure will be increased to allow room for the increase in uh, wage payment. So we don't usually talk about
Okay. Can you please? I just want to ask this. Do you have a memory of any capital project that was proposed to the house and the figure was changed, either increased or decreased?
we have a lot of, you know what? Let me explain
Please,
this to you.
okay.
Now, if what we do is most times the budget comes in proposal of, let's say, Ministry of Energy now, they want to install 10 transformers in
Transformers.
10 different communities. So now they come and say, okay, for transformer for 10 communities, we need 1 billion naira. That is to connect them to the national grid. Maybe the communities are not even on the grid. They also now look and say 10 billion and 1 billion for 10 transformers. Okay, and the speaker is an engineer.
Exactly where I'm going.
So he will just look at it and say, okay, to connect 10 communities. To connect 10 communities in Ilorin is not the same thing as connecting 10 communities in Kwara North. Do you know why? In Ilorin, their communities are
Jam-packed.
jam-packed. So, but in Kwara North,
They're scattered.
they are scattered. A community may be here, and the next community will be 10 kilometers away.
Away.
So, if you are saying you want to connect 10 communities in Kwara Central, for example,
Factor
with 1 billion,
wires, the
and,
poles, and everything.
and you say you want to connect 10 communities in Kwara North with that same 1 billion, the house will look at it and say, no, this is not possible. If 1 billion will do for Central, it cannot for the North. So, it's either if there is no funds, either we cut it like, okay, we'll do 2 or 3 communities in Kwara North.
Okay.
In Kwara Central, you can go ahead and do your 10 since it is still the same
Amount.
But some people will not know. If they see it and they will later say, oh, in Kwara Central, they connected 10 communities, while in Kwara North, they connected only 3 communities, and the Speaker of the House is from Kwara North. So people don't look at these things like that, that there are some times that the budgetary allocation will not be the same, and if it is the same, it will not give same results.
Okay, but I want to like do you have a reminder of just one project whose figure was brought to the house and was changed at the end?
That is what I.
Now, that's the transformer.
Yes,
Okay,
it's,
okay.
now,
We're already
for
running out
ratio,
of time.
okay.
We're already running out of time. Another thing that happens when it comes to representation, I don't think representation should be about giving food, giving handouts, giving people wheelbarrow. I'm very sorry, I'm more concerned about this wheelbarrow thing because
I don't even know the person that gave us
because the president does it in my community. Well, the community where I live, I'm from a local government, but I live on the other side of the local government, the same local government,
And
but on the other side.
the issue is there are people that their business they need a wheelbarrow for it. Alabaro, or what do they call them? At different markets, there are people who you go, you buy something, they'll come to you out. Do you have anything to carry? They do it with wheelbarrow. So do you know what? There was a time somebody came. I think it was in Kwara North. Somebody wanted to polish his shoe. I usually travel with polish, but I did not that time. So it's not like that he has not seen shoemaker. What is happening? I said, if a politician decides to come to this community now and empower somebody with shoe shining equipment, you people will twist it in the media. Meanwhile, you are here struggling to get a shoemaker that will help you shine your shoe.
I don't you think you have
So
to
we have to look at popularity of everywhere we find ourselves. There are people that what they need may look very intangible to you, but to them it is very, very tangible.
one of the people that
It is not about, I'm not saying, okay, are you saying it is only wheelbarrow he has done? Did the person he give the wheelbarrow to using it or not?
see, I don't.
Answer the question.
You see, as a
Is the person
journalist,
using it or
I'm
not?
not allowed to have an opinion because if I should share an opinion, it will not go down well with the person that did it. He knows himself.
So
But
it is not
this
just,
is
it
it.
is
I
not
want to
just.
say. I want to say this in representation. When the budget is brought to the house, I'm very sure the governor is called the project governor. He does projects a lot. He does all this urban renewal, and then the governor can allocate. Let's say I want to do 1,000 kilometers of road. That will not be on specific places. The house members at that point have the right to lobby themselves and say, okay, please bring 100 to my local government, bring 50 to my local government. And then they will talk about these things, appropriate it, and then bring it back to the government. The government is sending them, I agree or disagree. We've not seen these people saying that this is my input in the budget. I actually lobbied my member, I mean my colleagues to get this, and the governor has done it. They are just look. I agree that okay, let's leave figure. We're talking about their strength, as you said. Like in that regard, we've not been seeing them. Is their representation only about giving handouts?
I love your question. And I started by saying they have actually empowered thousands, more than the 1,000 you were specific about. These lawmakers, hmm, some of the projects you see in their communities or their constituencies, we have 24 constituencies in Kwara. It is not something that they don't know about. Most of it are their facilitation.
Like most of it are their
Are their
facilitations.
Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
Um, if the government say I want to do 1,000 kilometers of road, the road makers will just look for it definitely. Okay, well, there is also place in my side road. We need road.
And
How
they
many
don't put all these
kilometers?
things in their anniversary messages.
It is there. Do you know what?
I did not read the whole 24. I did not read the whole 24. But I read everyone in the Kwara Central. I'm from Kwara Central.
Okay.
And I read everyone from Kwara Central. Nobody made mention of anything of such.
Do you
A
know
project,
what?
a
Do you
capital
know what?
project
Do you know
that
what?
was lobbied into
Do you
the
know?
budget by
know
any member. Please
Do
can you
you,
remind
do you,
me
do
again?
you know what? The problem is that the media, huh? It is not everybody that is media savvy.
Okay.
So most times when they are writing things they've done, they are more they are not that focused on the written parts. They are more of the audio, like this is what I said on the floor of the house. But it cannot be transcribed
And they just make these things
word for
available
word.
to us to see. I
It is
cannot
not
come to the
about
house every
available.
day.
It is not about available for you to see. You see them.
I see them.
You are from Kwara Central.
Yes.
Your lawmakers are Honorable Ashitu,
Yes, Honorable Oniboki,
Oniboki,
Honorable Obamagaji,
Obamagaji,
Honorable Aishatudu,
Aishatudu,
Honorable Ariola, Honorable
Ariola,
Aladi.
and Honorable Aladi. I can tell you.
None of them
I can tell
made
you.
mention in
I
the ones
can-
I read
Me personally, I can tell you
that they
that
put something in the budget.
They have facilitated capital projects
Like
to
what?
yeah,
Like what? Okay, just one person, one of these persons. I'm not trying to be a prophet of doom here. If you say it that this person did this, then I'll be
I
shut
am
down.
telling you that I know Honorable Rukaya's page since she is she is very, very media friendly, and I'm sure if you go to our Facebook page or our Twitter page, on now X, or her Instagram, you will see her projects
Input in the budget.
that she facilitated.
Input in the budget.
You cannot facilitate if it is not in the budget. Maybe okay, now you say in your community there is one community there, their primary school is not good. If it is not in the budget that they can spend money on that primary school, there is no way they will do it.
You see, You see, Nigeria is a very complex society. That's why I'm trying to be careful. If Subeb does something, we praise the local government. And if Subeb is doing school all around, we know where the money comes from. And Subeb is the one that decides which school they want to do and the one they are not doing. This, okay, I don't want to single a member out, but Honorable Koyashi, to be fair with her, she said she constructed blocks of classroom in her community. But she never said I facilitated it in the budget and the governor did it. I'm talking of you see, I cannot start saying, you see, sir, I cannot start asking a question like, where did you get money to build the school? I don't want to go that route. We see House of Assembly members, Senate member doing things of that nature. But I'm saying that okay, they have done it and we've praised them. Nobody's asking where the money came from. But okay, did all this money come in with the budget and the governor released it to them, or the other way around?
They have what they call grassroots development fund.
Okay.
What it is like the constituency
This project in the federal.
So that they used to do their borehole, street lights, and some people use it for school.
For schools and
like on
some,
I think she did one school.
Yeah, and she did.
That is
She did
aside.
street lights.
That is aside.
Okay, thank you very much. You have made my job easy now. She used money, and many of them. Please, I don't want us to start banging one person. They use their money. I mean, their grassroots development fund for solar lighting and everything. Remember, I told you did solar. Did wheelbarrow empowerment, did solar in front of my house. So I'm not saying I'm not calling. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I just want him to do more. But I'm saying that this is. I'm enjoying it. Like I can't start telling you how helpful that thing was to me. If I start telling you the story, you even almost give me a spark that okay, this you're enjoying this house member.
Like this.
But the thing is this: if that is what they're using for all this, but what are their inputs in the budget? Like you've said, appropriation bill will be sent to them. The governor will have. I know that there was a time the governor said, "I want to do 500 kilometer, 1,000 kilometer." Yeah, they can say, "Okay, please bring 200 kilometer to my community. Bring 50." Okay, for somebody in the lorry now, many people will say we enjoy, but go to Asa. These people need roads. And I know that even if it's just 20 was just too far by their representatives, that is the number I want to see. Or they don't. They just say, okay, the governor wants to do it. We trust the governor. It will reach us. It will reach us.
Wait, I'm not sure you understand the role of lawmakers.
Okay.
Their main function in terms of project facilitation,
okay,
is actual lobbying.
Yeah, exactly. That's
so
I'm
now,
talking about the
you are
lobbying
mentioning
now.
ASA, that ASA needs.
I'm not saying. I'm saying
you are
local government like ASA.
Yes, I understand you. Elcon is in where?
Elcon is in ASA.
Afon is in where?
Afon is ASA.
But I know presently there is a road that Boa is doing that is passing through other roads. Who facilitated the road that you know? It is the governor. Now,
if you want to go into that, if you want to go into that, I understand the arrangements.
It is the governor.
I understand the arrangement. Let's say.
Wait, now let me land. Now, the governor will look at his table, the request on his table, and say, okay, the people representing us have said they need road. Can I do it from my purse? Okay, no. We have opportunity of federal government that one wants to do with tax credit.
Exactly. That's what I want to say. It's not as if the governor go to Boa as a friend and say, come and do road. It is a tax holiday.
Boa did not just wake up and say, I want to go and do it in Kwara State.
Boa has been in existence in Kwara State before this government.
Why didn't he do the road?
He has been doing projects in Kwara State. Boa has been doing projects in Kwara State. Oh my God. Please, I don't. Please mention one. Please.
All the project boy is doing, it is under this administration.
But Boa did not get to Kwara State during this administration.
I am telling you, come, let me tell you.
You know,
wait, let me tell you. You know what? One of the things that boosts investors' confidence, is that you can own a property in a state you want to invest in. Boa was trying to build a $300 million sugar refinery.
okay.
Did you know that it is this government that gave Boa City of Hope?
You want to dwell on the issue of CO4.
Wait.
If
Do you know? Come, let me tell you.
But
City of Hope is very, very important.
did he build it during this administration?
He started construction during the last administration. Up till now, he's still building his.
As big as Boa is, he started construction even without getting the CO. You think he will invest that kind of money without any confidence?
Come, let me tell you. When he started investing,
We are going into political arguments. I don't want us to. It's becoming political. Now, please now. You are saying that okay, if the government facilitated it, is it the honorable representing the Afon constituency that?
That is where I'm going now. Governor said, "Wow, there is federal government tax credits. We have votes in Kwara State that we feel you should help us if you key into it." I said, "Okay, fine. Give me the roads." Then governor will look at his own request,
Okay.
and say, "Okay, oh, the people of KWHA have been complaining. Why not let us take from."
Why not why not a report of what happened on the house? At least these people represent the house. I mean the people.
I said people of KWHA. KWHA has our assembly members.
Okay, when they
They don't have.
you said people of okay.
See, come,
Why not?
Come, let me tell you.
Listen. I want to say something. So this thing happened at the federal level. We see senators, we facilitate projects that are embedded in the budget. That's what I'm saying. Why are we not seeing that kind of thing in Kwara State?
Yeah, it is happening. Like,
Okay. One project that was facilitated into the budget by a member of the house.
I just told you now.
In the budget.
That schools, health centers, they facilitate it.
Like one by one person.
You want me to be mentioning name?
Just one person. Even if it is the speaker, I don't care. Just
It
one
is
person.
not about speaker.
Okay,
It is
anybody.
not about speaker. That is what I am telling
Okay,
you.
the member representing you.
The member representing is Honorable Musa.
Okay, one thing he facilitated into the budget.
That is what I am telling you. In fact, if you don't know, he is the deputy chairman on appropriation.
Okay, well, did he facilitate? Did he lobby
Wait
anything into the
now,
budget for your
wait.
constituency?
Wait. That is what I am trying to tell you.
Okay.
Now, we have been clamoring for the Gata festival.
Okay.
From our place, because it is a very, very rich festival that is on break now.
Okay.
For like 6 years now.
Okay.
It has not had. Now we've lobbied around, and through our house member now, we have been able to advance it to the table of the governor. Currently, the governor is building a regatta motel.
Through the was he
That is
on
what-
the appropriation bill?
Yes, now if it is not in appropriation, how will they build it? There is nothing that can be built without it being appropriated for.
Okay, at least let's say that you won the argument, but what about legislation? There is a school of thought that says 90% of the bills that is passed on the floor of the house are executive bills. Members don't read, and then they did not praise their bills. You said you're only talking about what the people want to see, what the average man on the street will judge them. Now let's talk about the tiny number of the elite. You know, I'm not a part of the elite. The tiny number of the elite that would say, okay, I want to see the bill you've done. How many bills? Do you know how many bills have been passed in the last 2 years?
In the last 2 years, we've had around, today we did another bill. So the total bill around 27, then we'll pass around 15 to 16.
Okay. How many executive bills and how many were sponsored by the member of the house?
I actually don't have
The numbers.
the numbers here,
Okay.
because I will interchange it definitely. But where I want to go to is the sponsorship of bill is not the only contribution to a bill.
Exactly. We are losing the cost of
So
debate
you
and
debate the
everything.
bill, So even for your bill to scale, you have to lobby your members
Your
to support
members.
the bill.
How many members have
So
sponsored
there
the
is
bill?
no
How
way.
many members
There
have
is no way.
sponsored the bill and lobbied their colleagues?
Most of them are sponsored bills.
Most.
Yes.
Yes. You
Just
said
that,
you
just
said
that
you
all
said
of it,
around
just that
27.
all of it have not.
You said, sir, please let us do it.
Okay,
rough
we have
calculation.
24 members.
Yeah, we have 24 members.
Uh.
You said we've done 27.
Yeah.
If we evenly distribute this,
Why
it
would you evenly distribute?
No, I just want to do a random sampling so that we will not leave anybody out. If we evenly distribute this, that will be one for each member remaining.
It is not one for each member.
Three.
You don't know that. What you don't understand again, a bill can be sponsored by 2, 3, or 4 people.
Okay, let's just do it one for each member. And
So-
say the appropriation bill is part of the bill that we've done now.
Yes.
And then you know that the governor did a supplementary budget the last one, which means it has done 3. The water resources bill is an executive bill. The FOI bill is an executive bill. The public hearing that was done yesterday, I think was it not an amendment?
They are both private bills.
They are both private bills from
From
floor
theirs.
members. Like who and who? That's what I want to share now. By who? By who and who?
The issue is the lead sponsor of the bill is Honorable Jeff Salaudin.
Okay.
He's the chairman.
That's what I.
So the issue
That is the strength of
and
this.
even today, he sponsored a bill that
Another
was
bill.
sponsored. Yes, another bill that was
Okay.
sponsored. We have House Leader, we have Honorable KWHA, we
That
have
sponsored bills. So
so
that,
different
why don't they just come out to tell us I sponsor this kind of bill and bill?
because okay now there is one thing that there's
One
a
of these people you mentioned, this is my representative. Don't worry, let's just continue.
Is it Oniboti?
No, just let us continue.
Okay, I did not mention Oniboti. Oniboti actually has a bill too.
Okay.
So I don't see.
Have these bills passed?
It is not everything. We have state of bills.
Which ones
There
are
are
passed?
First, second, you
So
pass
first,
reading,
second, and then
second reading,
and the public
then
hearing,
third
then
reading.
the third
Yes,
reading.
some have
then-
passed, some have not.
How many have passed?
I just told you around 15.
The rural electrification have passed.
No,
How many private bills have passed?
I said I cannot. It should not be less than 7.
Private bills.
Yeah.
But you don't have the numbers.
Yes.
Okay, please can you just tell us who's at least if
I am
some-
telling you now that
if
a
somebody
bill
if somebody
usually has more than one.
if
sponsor.
so okay me
So
if one that is joint
if me and you now we sponsor it.
okay okay tell us that one that was joint sponsored by some people.
Most of those bills are joint sponsored. Come, let me tell you. Do you know what they have? What they call secondary.
Yes.
When you raise, so it is your
When you raise a motion, somebody
yes,
second,
it's
and
your
then
co-sponsor
you-
that will help you second. It's not as if they call anybody randomly.
Why are we struggling to know the bills our members sponsor?
It is on our website actually.
Okay, I think we'll go to that together. I think that's a very good place to leave it. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a very lengthy and entertaining discussion.
I would want us to discuss something. I think we know this.
Okay, if you
I'm
want.
very this in
Okay.
You know, read it, please.
One quarrel for quarrel North 27. God be guidance. Okay, are we here to? Okay, don't worry. You will pay us for this advert.
It is not advert.
It is an advert.
It is not.
This is an advert.
It is not advertorial.
You want to discuss fairness, justice, and equity.
I'm not discussing fairness, justice.
Okay,
and equity.
one quarrel for quarrel North. What does that mean?
I am only advocating for my region to produce the next chief executive of Kwara State, and I believe all the 16 local governments should support our cause and make it a reality.
Do you have a preferred candidate?
Sure, I have.
Who is the preferred candidate?
I will not let it pass now. God will guide us.
No. If you have a preferred candidate, then it will be easier.
I have my preferred candidate. Come, let me tell you. The Kwara North agitation, nobody will agitate for Kwara North without having somebody in mind.
Okay, you
But
mean that
it does not mean-
is a candidate-backed agitation?
Oh, okay. So you want the ticket? They should just say, okay, take Kwara North, then nobody will pick it. No.
Okay, you have seen people
Everybody,
just for the seat.
everybody have people.
Who
in
among
mind.
these people? Okay,
I
I know.
know.
I know. I want to talk about rumor now. I'm not talking mentioning people's name. Somebody is saying that the person that is currently representing this person that represented Kwara North at the National Assembly. I mean, the senator of Kwara North National between 2019 and 2023 wants to. The person that I did not mention anybody. Somebody is saying that the Speaker of the Ninth Assembly of Kwara State seems to be in the race, and there have been rumors supporting that, and others and others and others and others. Who are you supporting?
The speaker is extremely qualified.
I'm not saying he's qualified. Are you supporting him?
If he declares his interest,
Is he
and
is
when
okay?
the time comes, I may even be among those that will tell him to declare his interest.
So we have to. Huh? You see, this is another angle to this. There's an agitation from Moro. Have you heard about
They
the
want to
agitation?
become a governor.
No. Don't they have the right?
Yeah.
They have the right.
So,
But the agitation is that they are not even trying to be the big boy here. Just give us House of Rep. They say they believe that the Kwara North is not ready to release House of Rep for them. Do you know that in the whole of Kwara State, Moro is the only local government that has not produced either any
it is not true.
federal representative?
It is not true.
Which local government
Go and check your record again, but it is not true.
that Moro has produced a federal House of Rep?
That it is only Moro that has not produced.
Okay, tell us that is what was said on this chair. I think about 8 days ago. It would be very good if you can challenge that with a fact. We've seen that Ekiti, one of the smallest local government, has produced a senator.
Okay, as Okero produced.
Well, okay. Are you saying that Okero has not produced? Because this
Do
is
you
a
know
digital
what?
aid.
Do you
This is a
now,
digital aid.
you
Before
did
you
not
get
fact-
home,
The last person that came here, you did not fact check him. Why?
No, he came here to make his cases.
But you should have fact checked him.
Okay. I made the mistake of not fact checking them. Okay. Can you just help us fact check it now?
I have mentioned one for you.
Okero has not produced any federal lawmaker.
Yes.
I think that's a very good, but don't be afraid. Just be conscious because some people will still come and tell you if Okero has produced.
I don't need come. Let me tell you, one of the beautiful
But
aspect of journalism
are
is
you
to
saying
fact check your list.
are you saying that
People should not be able to come here and just say
the fact that
anything they like.
the fact that Okero has not done anything, does that give the Kwara North the power to say that Moro has no right to it?
You are now making mistake.
Okay.
Now there is nowhere anyone in Kwara North has said Moro has no right.
They are shouting marginalization.
I would also shouting marginalization in Kwara North.
Okay, if the whole Kwara North is shouting
The issue
marginalization,
is, come, let me tell you. When I came here, when I started this topic, I said I want all the 16 local women to join and support us to produce the government.
okay.
What am I doing?
No, listen.
What am I doing?
You want
I
all the
am
16
lobbying.
local governments
I am
to
lobbying.
join Kwara North to get a governor.
I am lobbying.
Well, Moro is a part of the local government, and Moro people are saying we are being marginalized in the cocoon of that Kwara North.
Moro is not being marginalized.
Okay.
I will tell you why. Like me now, I am from Party B local government. In Party B local government, I think it is Okero again that has a very strong zone in terms of the House of Assembly seats. So now we have 3 districts. This district does, it moves to the other districts. This district does, it moves to other districts. Then me, I'm from Lade district in Party B local government. The National Assembly seat, all the time it has come to Party B, is in Party B district. I am not crying that it has not come to my district or that.
Are you
What
defending?
I am-
Are you defending
I am
the
not
fact? Are
defending
you defending
anything.
the fact that?
Come, let me tell you, whether we like it or not, politics is not played by emotion.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It is persuasive.
I thank you very much.
You persuade people to do your bidding.
Thank you very much.
I am not saying Moro people don't have the right to aspire to be a member of the National Assembly, and at the same time, what I want you to know is that Kwara North has not said Moro, you don't have the right to aspire.
As a Kwara Northerner, as a
Because
Kwara Northerner, do you believe? Would you advocate that more people should be allowed to have a taste of the National Assembly seats?
They are allowed to contest. The issue now is, okay, now, Kwara North, we have been contesting. But the issue is we have not been able to win a major party's ticket.
A major party's ticket.
And the last time we got it, the person was not even able to rally around even his local government people to vote for him. So now, we will not blame it on the people.
Okay.
Me now, I want the next governor of Kwara State to come from my senatorial district. And I am not saying it that, oh, whether you like it or not, you give it to me. And I have not said you don't want to give it to me. But me, I am here today saying, let's all join hands and produce a very, very
Please,
capable, credible,
our time is already
and
gone. I think some other time you come and discuss this Quran laws. No,
okay, no problem.
I hope you give us that time.
I will,
Maybe we'll bring somebody from Moro.
I will be very, very much available for it.
Maybe we'll bring somebody from Moro.
You can bring someone from.
But
In fact, we are in this struggle together. Yes, we are working together to bring the governorship seats to Kwara.
Have you had any round table in the Quran to say okay, Moro?
We don't do.
Politics is about lobbying. Have you lobbied them with a ticket?
We have lobbied Moro. That is why we are in this together.
Okay, who is supporting you Moro?
On what?
The governor. Because some people are saying they are not supporting. Have you divided Moro already? Because somebody was sitting on this chair last week and saying Moro is not in this race now because we need to discuss. They said you have not discussed at all.
Let me tell you. You know what? One person cannot speak for the entire.
I'm not saying that is one person from Moro. He's a person.
Okay. Do you know that Baba Ilyasu was on another program and he said, as far as he's concerned, the next governor should come from Moro. He's also from Moro.
Exactly. Okay, so, if Moro people, will you support the Moro person?
That
for a governor?
I just told you now that everybody has their preferred.
Would you support a Moro person? If a Moro person emerges at the end of the day,
sure.
I think that's a very good place to leave it. Thank you very much, our viewers. That is Mr. Abdulmumimi, the Yunusa, the spokesperson to the Kwara State House of Assembly Speaker. That is Engineer Saliu Yakubu Danladi. Thank you very much.
His name is actually Yakubu Danladi Saliu.
Okay, Engineer Yakubu Danladi Saliu. I think I missed. Maybe. Okay. We'll meet some other time.
If you see our press release, that's how we write it. Actually, that is the correct way to write it.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's a very good place to leave it once again. We will still have you back to talk about.
Yeah, I will love to be back.
Thank you very much, our viewers.